So I'm out here in Kreuzberg seeing things. This is Paul Denecke, who apparently worked for the king as maybe an actor. I'm not sure what a house player, Hofschauspieler. In any case, kind of a cool relief, and unique thing about this one is this owl on top. I've never seen a statue with the owl, but it is a traditional symbol of death. And there's, a handful of well-known graves in here, but there's two in particular. Most people come here to see Felix Mendelssohn, who is in another section. It's not the smallest cemetery, but it's just kind of bisected by a few walls. And the grounds are looking pretty nice, I have to say. Once again, beautiful flowers here and there. Just that time of year at the end of May. There's an interesting relief here. If I can get to it. Adolf Glassbrenner. Wind kicking up a bit here, and I can see now one of the other sort of famous graves here. You can see that winged angel, beautiful statue, and that is for the Siemens Industrialist family, which of course are still in business today. The company is, I don't know how much of the family's involved, but that's an old, early industrial family, making a lot of machine parts for airplanes, turbines. I'm sure plenty of parts for the war. And that is a beautiful statue. A helicopter. I've been seeing a lot of helicopters the past few weeks, where I don't normally. So maybe appropriately enough, maybe they made the turbine for this helicopter. Carl von Siemens, 1829 to 1906. St. Petersburg. That's interesting. And we've got family members here. Marie Siemens, also St. Petersburg. So there's some Russian heritage here. And then Werner von, who's a little later, died in same time, let's see. Yeah, died in 1900. 1900, 1906, 1869. So, the Siemens family crypt with that impressive statue. There's a famous Peter Behrens building that he designed. He's considered the father of industrial design, and he's also an architect. And if you look it up in any art history book, you can see the AEG factory, which still stands. It's in a little neighborhood of Berlin called Moabit, and that is currently a Siemens factory. So I know they're still in business. Interesting urn here. Otherwise, I'm seeing a lot of folks from the 19th century here. Here's some Arendts. Anton Eric Arendt. Edward Emil Ernst Elizabeth. These may be ancestors for Hannah Arendt. I have no idea. Could just be a coincidence. More likely. But if you don't know Hannah Arendt, that would be worth looking up. Sometimes, even though, these aren't relatives, it can prompt you to look into something. So Hannah Arendt was an important political thinker and writer. I believe she came up with the banality of evil quote. Now here's a beautiful romantic relief over here on one of these family crypts. Actually, the family crypt itself is interesting. This is rare. It looks like a Jewish family crypt. This is not a Jewish cemetery. Alphonse Fischer. It's got the Star of David up top. So, of course, you know, a lot of Jewish graves were defaced in the Nazi era. Marie Prinz and Georg Prinz. Very romantic relief. She's about to go through the door, passing from life unto death, saying goodbye, leaving the man behind. And Marie died in 1915, and the man died the year later. So, did it even take him a whole year? Let's see, August 29, she died in October, so, 10 months. So, obviously, a scene of heartbreak there. Here's an interesting family tomb. Proctel. With some mosaics in there. An alpha and an omega. Get out of the sun there. That also looks kind of Jewish to me. But may not be. So I'm just in the first section. Like so many of these Berlin cemeteries, they have one way in, and that's the same way out. You can't just cut through. But here's a beauty. Look at this statue here. Again, expressing sorrow. Theodor Reichmann. I've got to go through this. This place is like a bit of a labyrinth. You've got a lot of secondary walls. Now I'm in the middle section here, and this, I believe, is where Mendelssohn is buried. Here's a nice relief. Paul Fischer. So resetting my camera there. Sometimes the setting, it gets a little fixated on things and it sort of stays crooked for a while. So just to give you a sense of this section, you know, it's not very big. I just kind of entered and already I'm seeing the edge wall here. Not huge. Let's see. Okay, I'm already seeing Mendelssohn, so that didn't take very long. As I said, I've seen this before. As a whole family here. Mendelssohn Bartholdy. There's a Mendelssohn Bartholdy Park, which is a ways up from here. So yeah, who's who? Well, looks like this is the composer here. Felix August Eduard Mendelssohn Bartholdy. He's got a lot of names. 1843. Oh no, that can't be. 8 years old. That's a child. Must be this one here. Hard to tell. Ludwig Felix Mendelssohn Bartholdy, 1809 to 1847. So only 38 years old. Because there is the plaque here. The city plaque is down here, but that's kind of at the child's grave. So I'm going to say it's this one here. Is the composer. So he didn't live very long, but he is well known for, of course, everybody knows the Wedding March. And everyone just knows him as Felix Mendelssohn, but there you can see his full name. But there's all kinds of family members here. We've got Felicia, Henriette, Pauline, Mendelssohn Bartholdy, Felix Ludwig Sebastian Hensel, 1830 to 1898. So mostly looking like children. Fanny Kassel Hensel, Mendelssohn Bartholdy, with the music on there, musical notes. (1805 to 1847). So also not a terribly long life, 42 years old. And Wilhelm Hensel, professor. So there's more of a patriarch, 1794 to 1861. But I don't think might be an older brother. Not quite old enough to be Mendelssohn's father. Only 15 years old when Mendelssohn was born. So an interesting set, for sure. And that's always a problem, though, if you get to a family crypt. Who is who exactly? They've got so many overlapping names. These are interesting here, too. I love the script on these from the 1810s and 20s. Wilhelm Gotthold Heine. Maybe an historian. Another section over here, but before I go in there, I want to just finish this one and just do a little bit of a round, see what's over here. As always, beautiful ivy. It has ground cover and climbing up the walls. And some iron fences, iron gates with fantastic patina. And I just wanted to see this one here. I love the roses on this iron, actually. That's really cool. This one also has a city marker on it. Who is this? Heinrich von Stephan, Staatsminister. So a politician of some kind. Maybe something to do with post office. In any case, I'm just checking out this statue. And that's just a beautiful romantic statue. Again, expressing sorrow. Really nice. Carl Gustav Jakob Jacobi, mathematician. He's got a city plaque as well. Manfred von Richthofen. I don't know if he's got any relation to the Red Baron. This is an interesting one with a film motif at the base, just carved out of stone. So must be an actress. Helma Sanders Brahms. I don't know her work, but recent, 1940 to 2014. This is a nice copper relief. Voldemar Ribbeck, who died in 1902. Peeling apart a bit. Beautiful patina. But we can hear the church bells in the distance. Must be noon. And I think we've seen the bulk of fascinating stuff here. It's not a huge cemetery. But let's just check out the third part and see if there's any interesting carvings or stone statues. Here I am back at Mendelssohn. This is fantastic here. Mosen Johann Karl Wilhelm. Something related to the king. Looks like it might have been the king's doctor. You've got the snake in the bowl here. Beautiful statue. 1795 death date. And it looks like it was renovated in 1864. There's a little plaque up top. That's exceptional. There's another fantastic romantic relief statue. Julius Vorpitsky. Looks like a mathematician, professor of mathematics, but look at that. Going through the door, entering the other realm. That's fantastic. 1895. I don't think we're going to see anything better than that. Could use a cleaning. Other than that, it's in really good shape. There's another Mendelssohn tomb. Family Franz von Mendelssohn. So I'm not sure, but he's got a city plaque as well. Hard to read that. Mittenbaber? Mendelssohn and Company? Kaufmannschaft. Likely related to the composer, but I don't know who that is. These are getting a bit overgrown here. This is an interesting modern one. I've got to check this out. Looks like a wrapper or something. Basic. Dimitrios Saroglu, son and brother. Looks like some Greek lettering down below. It's a bit in the shadow. But a recent death, of course, 2016, 1972 to 2016. But basic is kind of what caught my attention. I wonder, it's worth looking up. I wonder if he was an artist of some kind. Because that's certainly not a standard surname, but that could be his name. It could be his last name. I don't know. It doesn't look like it though. So that's worth checking out if you want to see something more modern and see what's going on with the city culture here. And I'm already at the edge on this end now with the traffic on the other side of the fence. There's another city one, Hugo Ziegra. Another little city plaque. 1926. Hugo Ziegra. Let's see here. Kaufmann, Kommunalpolitiker, General Director of the Kindle Brewery. So Kindle Brewery is, they make the Berliner Kindle beer, which is a really sort of important common beer in the, slowly turn you around here, in the beer gardens. If you've ever seen people drinking red or green beer, they add red or green syrup. Really, a bit of pollen here, as you can imagine. Red or green syrup in the beer, and they serve it in these small, sort of stout glasses. There's another beautiful statue. Just a fantastic setting. Again, it needs cleaning. Louise Schönemann. But just the mixture of shadow and light here, the beautiful plants. It's quite a setting. Bit of a pilgrim statue there once again. You ever see these sort of people kneeling and hanging on a cross? Damn sirens in the background. Holy crap. They're awful. Ruins the peace of the place. I preferred those church bells. This crime breaking out everywhere around this graveyard. Which, you know, I gotta say, Berlin is more run down now than it was 15 years ago. There's definite signs. People are getting stretched thin. The city is stretched thin. They're not spending money on the upkeep. It's just getting derelict and overrun. But it's still not bad. I just hope it turns around. I think, you know, the war in the Ukraine, the impact on industry, all the stuff going on in Europe can be seen here in the streets of Berlin. There's a lot of homelessness, there's a lot of refugees, there's a lot of standard immigrants trying to make a life. There's all kinds of stuff going on here. It's an international city for sure. So anyway, I just found myself back at Mendelssohn, which is the main thing that people come to see here. And we'll just kind of walk out. So that was kind of a brief one today, but that's what it is. Actually, I'm seeing some more Mendelssohns over here. Mendelssohn Bartholdy specifically. Let's just see. Abraham Ernst Mendelssohn Bartholdy died in, 1776 to 1835. And then Felicia Pauline Mendelssohn Bartholdy, Solomon, 1777 to 1842. These must be the composer's parents. Yeah, mother and father. Wonder why he got known as Mendelssohn and not Bartholdy or Mendelssohn Bartholdy. I mean, I have seen Mendelssohn Bartholdy on some of the records and things, but he's primarily referred to as Mendelssohn. Nice view over here. August Tweston, 1876. Back again through the mid gate. Again, more family memorials and crypts along the wall. Here's an interesting one. Karl Tausig, 1841 to 1871. Didn't live very long, 30 years. Looks like a musician of some kind. There's a quote by Wagner on the bottom. Yeah, music composer. But an interesting profile there with the long hair and mustache. Don't see too many like that. And that is looks like a recently cleaned copper relief. It looks like an old penny right now, but of course that is going to turn green again. Well, I hope you enjoyed that brief walk through the cemetery. Another Berlin gem in the middle of the city, right in the Kreuzberg area. This is near Mehringdamm if you ever want to come to this cemetery. I actually got off at Hallesches Tor. It depends what you're taking. But I guess I was on the U1. But the U7 will send you to Mehringdamm. And I'm back at that owl. It's in there again. That's where we started. Get another look at this owl on the way out.